Welcome back to the Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine.
And I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
Here we go, folks. All right.
It begins.
The end-all be-all until we hit part 2. The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, part 1. Here we go. Let me set the plot for you.
Okay.
Because it's a good one.
Okay.
Bella Swan. She's getting married.
To Edward
right?
Cullen.
To Edward Cullen. He's a vampire. Guess what? Jacob, I call him Jacob, we're friends. Jacob, the werewolf, he doesn't like it. He's kind of pissed about it. And so mad that in the first 10 seconds of the movie, he rips his shirt off in anger. Whoa, okay. Then...
This is plot development.
Yeah, then they go on a honeymoon. Guess what happens on a honeymoon? They have sex. Guess what happens when you have sex, folks?
My period's late.
Pregnancy.
Whoa.
She's pregnant.
Whoa.
Guess what? That's the plot. That's the end. And that took me 20 seconds. And how long is this movie?
110 minutes.
Good.
Jimmy, I have a nickname for this film. It's called Shameless Cash Grab, the movie. You might remember that I had objections to the last Harry Potter film.
Exactly.
Which split a book into 2 movies.
And they're not written to be split in 2.
Yes, exactly. I had objections, and I said that nothing happened in the first of the 2.
I think we should write J.K. Rowling an apology letter.
And David Yates, who directed it, I owe you a giant apology because Bill Condon and Stephanie Meyer and screenwriter Melissa Rosenberg proved me wrong. Apparently less can happen in the part 1 of a 2-part film.
Dear J.K., you did more than wedding, honeymoon, and pregnancy.
Broken headboard, and by the way, when I talk about broken headboard during the honeymoon scene, I talk about the least convincing wood. We have styrofoam painted like wood.
But that makes him strong.
That shows how strong Edward's conviction is.
Okay. I'm going to take it to the acting side of it right now.
Okay.
Kristen Stewart, guess what? You can't act. Okay, there's more than that to that.
All
You're
right.
like a block of wood. When you are marrying the guy that is your end-all, be-all,
You shouldn't look like you stepped in something?
no, she looks like she's at death's door. And this is before she's really at death's door. And then...
Because that demon Dracula baby's eating her from inside.
And I hate to knock on Taylor Lautner because he's such an adorable guy and he's so sweet and innocent.
Despite his pig nose.
You can't act either.
You're the enemy now.
But what I will say...
But he has great abs. He has great abs.
I'm going to give Robert Pattinson a slight break here because he's getting better. I will say that to anybody, he's getting better. After seeing Water for Elephants, my first reaction was you pulled a performance out of Robert Pattinson. He's getting better.
But that was from a more dignified director named Francis Lawrence.
That's right.
And not from Bill Condon, the guy who brought us Gods and Monsters, who has now destroyed any goodwill I had towards him because, my God, he can't direct anything in this film. And he and Melissa Rosenberg are so slavish to the source material that they're afraid to crack a joke, crack a smile, do anything that might engage me. This film will not engage anybody but Twilight fans and those who will laugh at maybe 20 minutes worth of material in
Let's
this film.
talk about what happens.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. She gets pregnant.
Whoa.
Yep.
Right?
There's a demon Dracula baby in her tummy.
Baby goes really fast, right?
It's crushing you from the inside out.
Breaks a rib from the inside, which is hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious. Also,
Right?
like you said, a brutal sex scene. I'm sorry, but when girls wake up with bruises, it's probably not sex. I call it something else. Let's see. When there's a baby born, Jacob imprints on it. Well.
Yes, that means hilariously, but inappropriately hilariously, he falls in love with a baby that is in someone else's arms.
When he sees each other's eyes like this.
Yeah. He and the baby lock eyes.
A CGI baby nonetheless.
Students at Penn State University are embarrassed by the inappropriateness of this moment in this film. And I'm sorry if you read the books and you thought that was romantic. There is something wrong with you.
It's creepy. It's absolutely creepy.
It's grotesque.
It's so gross. I hate it. Okay.
Jimmy, it's terrible. And you know,
No, but we haven't. Okay, so you and I have Betty Crocker this crap cake, right?
Yep.
It's just baked. I want to put a cherry on it.
okay,
Telepathic wolves
having a conversation with each other.
in 80s cartoon voices.
Yes.
So
What's that, Megatron?
Prime, I'm mad at you. I have the power. What the hell are you thinking?
What are you talking about, He-Man?
I'll get you. This is seriously, it's a joke. It really is. I'm
Yes.
sorry. That's where I drew the line. That's like, you know, I dealt with.
As bored as I was through 90 minutes of the film, I laughed in 20 minutes worth of it, and I laughed much harder than I ever did in Jack and Jill. And based on that alone, I give Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 1 star.
Oh, you're being nice because for me,
Right.
I actually, when they come out with the poster, Summit, you can say this if you really want to, it brought tears to my eyes. Now, let's take that out of context or into context. I was laughing too hard.
Yes.
I was crying.
Oh,
I was laughing too hard.
We
film-
chased people out of our section of the screening with our inappropriate laughter.
I was proud of it. It was It was my wife. Sorry, honey. It's terrible. I'm giving it a half a star, and it's only based on the fact that Robert Pattinson is getting better. That's the only thing.
Right.
That he may have a career beyond this, and I kind of hope he does, because if someone can show promise, fine by me. If they can learn to grow from an experience, from a project, go for it. Kristen Stewart, I know you've got projects already lined up after this. I don't care.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. You don't deserve the fame. You are a block of wood that I want to chop down, like the huntsman in Snow White.
Yeah, it was a good week for films. It's been a good 2 week for films.
My soul is out.
Yeah. Neither one of us liked the animated musical sequel and Happy Feet 2.
I like Krills.
Yeah, 2 stars from both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
like crazy, there hasn't been a more honest film in a long time. Well, I say in a long time. Last year, Blue Velvet would probably be my last one that was that honest about what relationships can really be.
Yes.
3.5 from me, 3 from Vice.
Yes.
And then there was
the
Twilight.
Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1.
And before we close this out,
Right.
I'm gonna make a disclaimer. Twilight fans are gonna say we're haters. I'm not.
I gave it a...
There's things that I love that people say are retarded. Just terrible. How could you love that? How could you like that
I
much?
like Pootie Tang and
guess
Crime
what?
Wave.
Make fun of me. I like the movie Hudson Hawk.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie. I acknowledge that. I wear it on like a badge of honor.
Right.
That's fine with me. Twilight people, you have to know that these movies are terrible.
But,
Own up to it. Love it for what it is.
yes,
But I'm not going to knock you for the love.
you will be a better person for it.
Love it
I will
to the bitter end.
I will respect you if you tell me you enjoyed the film, but it was still terrible. I really
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, that's fine.
'Cause that's your
fine.
opinion, and
and
you
then
love us.
shower yourself in glitter. I don't care. That's
I will
fine
respect
with
you
me.
for it. Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Stay